Well, hey and hello, welcome back to all of our Earth2 friends and fam. This is another weekend market report from Earth2 on the Know. We are going to be covering the most recent news in the market, as well as a few other topics that we thought we would address. Just a note to start on, the markets are still in a bit of a rut, with most coins trading well below their market highs from just a few months back. This is Earth2 on the Know, and let's get into it. Before we go any further, we would like to announce that we are running a giveaway this week, and you can absolutely enter for free. Somewhere in this video, we're going to tell you how you can enter, so make sure you stick around for that. So let's talk about what's been happening inside the Earth2 economy lately. Well, to be honest, just about every aspect of the market is in a downturn at the moment. This is perfectly normal in bear-like market conditions, however, especially in speculative digital market assets such as ours. We are currently seeing common Sidroids sitting in the low 30s for a third of the value of its all-time high at 1 USD at the peak of the run earlier this year. While we are still seeing the resource droid sales slow to a drip, they are still happening. That said, we are seeing floors much lower than those of when the update first launched. So what exactly is it that has caused this change in the market? Obviously, the change in the Essence token value recently has caused a lot of the price impact. However, we believe that the real culprit was the withdrawal pause that caused a bit of unease in those who were on the fence with the project. So here's the real question we have to ask ourselves when looking at the value of these assets. Do they have more value to me than the person currently holding them now? That is to say, can you make more long-term by utilizing the use case of the mechanic? And if so, are you in a position to hold the product long-term to do so? This, of course, is where risk versus reward comes into play. There is good news in all of this market madness, and that is that things look to be on track for somewhat of a recovery in the fall. The US is set to lower interest rates, and that will more than likely give the markets a boost and should see some positive impact. We also have people coming off of summer holidays and getting back into the markets. Of course, this is all left up to the world events and the way that people let emotion trigger their responses. That said, we need to consider that there are global tensions, real estate and stock market recessions, and other things that could stall the market. So consider all options when considering buying any more of any asset. So what exactly has been going on new in the world of E2? Well, Friday the 16th of August, they did in fact start processing withdrawals for fiat balance to Essence. Keep in mind at the cap of 5K per day, it may take a while to work through the backlog, so please do be patient. We do want to take a moment and acknowledge the fact that some users they're undersatisfied with this result. They're concerned about downward selling pressure, etc., etc. And here is where that gets interesting. So a user with the handle Gasper on Discord found a code that would allow users to in fact buy tiles with Essence. Now listen, there has been no official announcement from the team, so we cannot even guarantee that this will be implemented. However, if so, it would in fact give users yet another use case for the Essence token and offset the selling pressure with yet another ecosim game mechanic. We look forward to seeing if that is something that they will be indeed rolling out soon. In other news, another UI update that I'm sure most of you have noticed by now is that they've added a countdown clock for the next Tier 3 opening about to release. Many users like myself kept thinking that we were about to get a skin drop, while just glancing at the screen. So before we go any further, we do want to take a second and let you guys know about a contest that we are running this week. One lucky user who likes and comments on this video will have a chance at winning one of 500 Emerald Hawk skins. It is very important that if you want to get involved in the contest that you comment and like the video, as that is how the software randomly picks the winner. You have to do both. And of course we want to wish everybody who enters the best of luck. So listen, we're not going to waste your time with a real bad market assessment. Anyone who's an active player knows that the values are way down. However, to summarize, we are seeing common side droids at a floor of the low 30 cents. Resource side droids are super competitive, with many users having an undercut challenge. A once strong civilian geologist who was fighting for the spot at 10 cents is currently floored at about 3 cents. Now granted, a lot of these assets are super saturated right now, and we call this happening and getting worse until we see mass adoption come online. It's not like anyone needed a crystal ball for that bit of insight though, with the current market conditions. That said, we always want to report accurate information, even if it's not the news that we really want to report. These market cycles are totally normal and should be approached with a risk versus reward mindset, as we talked about earlier. We want to go ahead and take a look at the Essence token, as it's also had a pretty rough day. We did see one user dump his entire bag in multiple transactions, dropping almost 400,000 tokens on the market. That one obviously was a bit of a herder. There was a bit of a recovery buy-up by several members who definitely took advantage of the discount. Although not fully recovered to yesterday's price. However, we are much closer at the time of production than we were 8 or 9 hours ago. Well, now it's more like 16 or 18 hours ago. We do fully want to congratulate the community for once again transferring the ownership of Essence to the people who absolutely want it. Bringing us to the next question, what is Essence token's current price action? Keep in mind these figures definitely will have updated by the time we publish, but in the last 24 hours of doing our research, we had seen 47.7 thousand in volume. We have a liquidity of around 250,000. There are 2.03 thousand holders, and the token is 2 months old. There have been 52 transactions, with 29 of them being sells and 23 of them being buys. Currently, at the time of production, Essence is trading at 0.05835 for a 24-hour loss of 3.3%. Which is in fact pretty good considering the huge sell-offs that we saw earlier on the 16th of August. All in all, it has been a pretty exciting day to watch the red and green candles fight it out, and we wish the seller well with whatever they may do next. Well, we've talked about the state of Essence and did a crash course in the lows that we're now facing in the market. The next thing that we want to approach is the topic of E2 and the pre-alpha testing. As anyone who regularly watches the channel knows, we as a channel, we were picked to be part of the testing group. And we would totally like to know from you guys what you would like to see once the NDA permits, and we can contribute to share with what we have done throughout the experience. So let us know in the comments if you have a certain interest in how the game looks, whether it be the desert, the ocean, or mountainous terrains. We would even love to do a segment, if permitted of course, where we feature a certain set of properties that are user-viewer owned, and we do a tour of those lands for you. You could just consider us here at Earth2 in the Know your digital land surveyors. Of course, this is all dependent on what the NDA allows us to share with the community. Before we go, we want to thank all of our regular viewers for checking out the video. As well as go ahead and welcome anyone who may be new to the channel. We would love to invite you to subscribe to the channel if you've not done so yet. Not only are we an authorized content creator that does weekly giveaways, but we only bring accurate information that's factual to the viewers. That said, we want to leave this video with a quote from one of the greats. The human spirit, it must prevail over technology. Compliments of the very one and only Mr. Albert Einstein. That is to say, do not let the delays or hiccups in this new technology the team is building consume you. We are all humans, well, for the most part, and prone to chaos. Sadly, we must go ahead and end this video for now, but as you know, never for very long. As always, we cannot wait to see you in the Earth2 metaverse. Don't let the negative feedback from people consume you. Be yourself, be free, live life.